Welcome to Talking Straight. I'm Suresh Kochattil. We will select everyone, but no one should select us. The judges of the Supreme Court think that they're above the law, the Constitution, the Parliament, and can decide everything from the appointment of the CBI chief to the Enforcement Directorate. But when it comes to deciding on promoting a judge of the High Court or the Supreme Court, the My Lords will not brook any interference. The latest is the observations made by a 5-judge Constitution bench headed by Justice K.M. Joseph, hearing a plea on insulating the office of the Chief Election Commissioner and the election commissioners from political and executive interference. Among the questions that the judges of the 5-judge bench asked included the following. The judges are not questioning the conditions of the service of the ECs, but the entry level. There is a disturbing trend of picking and appointing a person who will never get to serve a 6-year tenure. The question is, why is the Supreme Court getting into something that the Parliament did not feel to do for 7 decades now? The main grouse is that the election commissioner or the chief election commissioners are not being given long tenures in the post-session era, TN session. In a judgment a few years ago, the Supreme Court had sought a minimum tenure for the Director General of Police in states. But my lords, why is there no long tenures for the Chief Justice of High Court or even the Supreme Court? The last Chief Justice, Justice U.U. Lalit, was the Chief Justice for just over 2 months. Why didn't he also get a long tenure? Wonder why? I wonder if the my lords of the Supreme Court remember something or somebody called Manohar Singh Gill. He went on to join the Congress party after his tenure as the Chief Election Commissioner and was even appointed as a minister in the UPA-1 regime under Manmohan Singh. How come the judges never asked how this happened? If the Supreme Court judges remember TN session, they should have definitely commented on MS Gill, but they did not do that. In the first 46 years after adopting the Constitution, that is from 1950 to 1996, only 10 chief election commissioners were appointed. But in the last 26 years after TN session, who was the last person to get a tenure of 6 years, the maximum period allowed, 15 only have been appointed. It is said that 6 CECs were appointed between 2004 and 15, and 8 CECs, that is the chief election commissioners, had been appointed by the present government in the last 7 years. The reason is very simple, as I will explain later. The court also pointed out that the process of selection and appointment of poll panels in many countries, including Pakistan, Bangladesh and Nepal, were more transparent than India, and we need to have laws to ensure transparency. I wonder why the my lords did not mention Afghanistan too. Imagine our Supreme Court is praising the poll panels in Pakistan where elections are a joke and where army decides who will win and who will lose. What is transparency? The National Judicial Appointment Commission (NJAC) was a proposed body which would have been responsible for the recruitment, appointment and transfer of judicial officers, legal officers and legal employees under the Government of India and in state governments across the country. The commission was established by amending the Constitution of India through the 99th Constitution Amendment Act 2014, passed by the Lok Sabha on the 13th of August 2014 and by the Rajya Sabha on the 14th of August 2014. But our my lords did not like their powers to be taken away. Imagine 5 people sitting in a room and calling themselves a collegium, deciding who will get promoted as a judge of a high court and get transferred and who will make to the Supreme Court or not. Where is the so-called transparency in this? Now news is just coming in that the Supreme Court is asking for the file relating to the appointment of Arun Goel as an election commissioner. The court says that it is asking for the same since the appointment happened after it began hearing a case relating to the appointments to the Election Commission. The judges want to know how the appointment went through despite given the pendency of an interim application before it seeks a stay on ECI appointments. My lords, it's only interim kind of petition that is there right now. It is not an order. Can a group of army officers, for example, sitting in a room decide who is going to be the next vice chief of army staff or who will head the theatre commands? Why should only judges get this privilege of appointing themselves? Do judges consider themselves as the judge, jury and the executioner? Why are they usurping the power which they are not entitled to? Where should the Lakshman Rekha be drawn? Questions and more questions. Let's see where the answers come from. Thank you for watching. Jai Hind.
Please subscribe to Nationalist Hub English channel for more interesting videos, and don't forget to like and share this video. Nationalist Hub, it's a news revolution.